Daf Lamed Aleph, and the last year got cut off in the Mishnah. So we'll try to go quickly through the Mishnah. The Mishnah on the Lamed on the base says, "B'Pesach Karim b'Parshas Mayadais Shel Torah." On Pesach we read the Parshas Mayadais of Sharei Kesef Vayez. In Parshas Emar, Shel Torah's Kehanim. In Sefer Vayikra, which is called Torah's Kehanim. Batzeres, on Atzeres Shiva Shavuos we lane Shiva Shavuos on Shavuos. Rosh Hashanah, Rosh Hashanah, B'Chodesh Hashvi, B'Echel HaChodesh, we lane B'Chodesh Hashvi, B'Echel HaChodesh, which is really the same idea as on Pesach. It just starts a little later and speaks about directly with the things of Rosh Hashanah. Yom Kippurim, Achrei Mois, we lane Achrei Mois, which speaks about the Avodah on Yom Kippurim. The Yom Tov Rishon Shel Chag, on Yom Tov Rishon Shel Chag of Sukkot, Karim B'Parshas Ma'adas. I've done the mission already. B'Parshas Shel Chag, Karim B'Parshas Ma'adas B'Torah's Kehanim. We again lane the same as Pesach. U'B'Shar Kol Yimei Chag, the rest of Yom Tov, B'Karbonas Chag, you lane the Karbonas Chag. Rashi explains that in Eretz Yisrael, on the second day you'll read B'Yom Hasheni, for all the Aliyahs, B'Yom Shlishi on the next day for all the Aliyahs. And in Chutz La'aretz, where it's Safik time, so on the first day of Chol HaMoed, you're going to go back, which is really our third day, you're going to go back and read Yom Sheni, because Safik Yom Sheni, then Yom Shlishi for the second Aliyah, Yom Revi, then you repeat Yom Sheni, Yom Shlishi. Those are the two main possibilities. And each day you're going to do the same thing. On the second day of Chol HaMoed, which is our fourth day, you're going to read, you go back a day, Yom Shlishi, Yom Revi, second Aliyah, Yom Revi, Yom Chamishi, then go back and read Yom Shlishi and Yom Revi. The only days you're not going to do that is that Rashi says is that on the second day, our second day of Yom Tov, that you can't do. You can't lane Suffolk Yom because we're making it like the Yom Tov. That wouldn't be appropriate. And also the last day of Shana Rabbah, which is the seventh day, if you go back and read Yom HaShishi and the next Aliyah do Yom HaShvi and the third Aliyah you can't do Shmini Atzeres. That's a different Yom Tov. So you'd have to go back 2 days on Shana Rabbah. Read Yom HaChamishi, Yom HaShishi, Yom HaShvi, and then the last Aliyah you'll read Yom HaShishi and Yom HaShvi. Those are the main days of the suffix. But Chanukah Banasiyim, on Chanukah you lane about, Rashi says the Chanukah Samizbeach, because on Chanukah there was a rededication, so it's appropriate to read about the first dedication of the Migdash, of the Mishkan. Vayavo Bapurim Vayavo Amalek, Purim of the Mizbeach, I'm sorry. On the third day is, on Purim is Vayavo Amalek, Rosh Chodashim, Rosh Chodshechem, the Mamados, for the Mamados, when we do the Mamados, so B'Maisa Bereshis, so you speak about, you lane about Maisa Bereshis every day, about Maisa Bereshis, Betanios, on the Tinios, Brachos Uklolos, you lane about the Brachos Uklolos. We, of course, on the Tinios don't. We lane on it. We don't lane B'Chukosei, the Brachos Uklolos and B'Chukosei. Read Vayichal. Ein mafsikim b'Klos. When you lane the Klos, you're not mafsik. The Gemara is going to explain because we don't want to make a bracha on Klolos. Rather, we start the Aliyah pasuk before and we leave and we end the pasuk after. 3 psukim before, 3 psukim after. Aim of seeking clothes, el echad koreis kulan, one person, we do one aliyah for that, for all the clothes. Kulan. B'sheni b'chamishi b'Shabbos b'mincha, on Monday, Thursday, and Shabbos mincha korin kesidron, you lane the regular parsha, ve'ein olim min ha'cheshbon, and it doesn't count as far as the laning. Meaning when you come to Shabbos, you don't say, oh, I already laned by mincha the week before, and I lane Sheni and Chamishi, I could start from Sheni. No, it doesn't work like that. Shenemar, why do we know that we lane all for the Yom Tovim? We lane whatever laning it is for that Yom Tov. It goes back on the whole Mishnah. Rashi explains Shenemar, like it says in the pasuk. Vayidabra Moshe Moadei Hashem el Bnei Yisrael. Moshe spoke about all the Moadim, the Klal Yisrael, and therefore mitzvah and she korin kol echad v'echad b'zmano. We darsh and we learn out that you're supposed to lane each one in its right time. Tan Rabban. The Bryce is now going to speak again about the different Yom Tovim, and it's going to elaborate, especially elaborate on the second days of Chutz La'aretz and anything that the Mishnah didn't speak about. Tan Rabban. On Pesach we lane. I'm going to go a little quicker because it's a little bit easier, and I want to finish the Amud today in our preparation for our Siyum on Monday. So Tan Rabbanan. Ba Pesach, Korim Parshas Moados, you lane Parshas Moados, Shol Kesef, like we said in the Mishnah. Maftirin, the Pesach Gilgal. We speak of it. We were maftir, but on Pesach Gilgal that in Yoshua, which speaks about the Carbon Pesach Vo'idna, and today in our times in Chutz La'aretz, the Getrei Yomi, which is 2 days, Yom HaKama, but Pesach Gilgal. The first day we lane the same Pesach Gilgal. L'machar b'Pesach Yoshio, we speak about Pesach Yoshio, which is also speaks about Carbon Pesach. Shar Yemos Pesach, and the rest of the Pesach of Chol Moed, Malaki, Vikarim, Yinona Shal Pesach. We lane different aliyahs, lanings about Pesach. Mahi, what is it? Amra Papa, Mapo Siman. The Siman is Mapo. That the Mem is Mishku Chulachem Tzon in Parshas Bo. It speaks about V'shachdu Pesach. It speaks about Carbon Pesach. The Aleph of Mapo, it's just a Siman of what to lane. Mapo. Mem Aleph Pei Vav Im Kesef Talva Esami in Parshas Kisisa. The Vav of the Pei is Psolacha Shnei L'chos Havanim, and the Vav is Vayidaber Hashem. The Yom Tov Achron Shachag on Yom Tov Achron of Chag, the seventh day Karim Vayi Bashalach. We learn about the Shira Alayam Vayi Bashalach Paros Am Maftirin, and we have Haftorah Vayidaber David, which also has a Shira and it speaks about Mitzrayim Ulamachar and Yom Tov Sheni, meaning in our days in Chutz La'aretz, we have 2 Yom Tovim, Kol Bechar, we're going to lane Kol HaBechar on the second day, Umaftirin Od Hayom, and we have Haftorah of Od Hayom for the second day of Yom Tov. Amar Abaya, that was according to our Papa, Mapo, Mem, Aleph, Pei, Vav for Chol HaMoed, but Amar Abaya, Vo'idna, and by us, Noeg Alma Lemikri, we lane on Pesach according to a different siman. What's that siman? Mishach, Torah, Kadesh, Bekaspa, Psol, Bamidbar, Shalach, and Bukhra. All the days of Pesach. Mishach is going to be Mishku Kulachem. Torah is going to be Sharo Kesef Oeski Yivaled. Kadesh is going to be Kadesh Li Kol Bechar. Bekaspa is going to be in Kesef Talva Esami. Psol is going to be Psolacha. Bamidbar is going to be Vayidaber Hashem Moshe b'Midbar Sinai. Shalach is going to be Shalach Paros Am, and Bukhra is going to be Kol Bechar again Asher Yivalid. Batzeres on Shavuos, Shiva Shavuos, we lane about Shiva Shavuos, of course, that speaks about Shavuos. And Maftirin B'Chabakuk, we have Haftorah about Chabakuk, which is Matan Torah. And Acherim Omrim, others say B'Chodesh HaShlishi, that we lane B'Chodesh HaShlishi when Klal Yisrael left Mitzrayim, they came to Midbar Sinai, and Umaftirim B'Merkava, and we are mafter by the Merkava of Yecheskel, where they had a certain visions that were the same as Har Sinai. Vo'idna, the Ika Treyomi, and today where we have 2 days of Yom Tov Avdin and Katarbayu, we do both of them. But Ve'ibchu, we do the opposite, where on the first day we do B'Chodesh HaShlishi. Rashi explains because it speaks about, because, what does Rashi say? He says, because Matan Torah is on the 6th of Sivan, so that's what we lane about that laning. So it's more appropriate to do it like that. And on the second day, we're going to lane Shiva Shavuos and be mafter b'Chabakuk. Rosh Hashanah b'Chodesh HaShvi. We're going to speak about the Gabbanas of Rosh Hashanah b'Chodesh HaShvi u'maftir and Aben Yaakov Ephraim. And we have Haftorah of Aben Yaakov Ephraim, because what does it say there? Zachar eskarenu od. Right? It says, Kimi de dabri do zachar eskarenu od rachim arachamenu num Hashem. We want Hashem to remember us. V'yesh omrim, and others say on Rosh Hashanah we do Hashem pakat asara. We lane about Sarah, which is what we do, because that's the day Sarah was remembered. Maftirin b'Chana, we have Haftorah about Chana, which is when she was remembered for a child. Vo'idna, Sarah was remembered to become pregnant. Chana was remembered. Vo'idna, and now the Ika Trei Yomi, we have 2 days. Yom HaKam on the first day. Kiyei Shomrim, we do Hashem Pakat Sarah, and we're Mafter B'Chana. Ulamachar, the next day we don't do the same. We do L'kim Nisas Abram. We lane about the Akedah, which we want Hashem to remember. Maftir and Aben Yaakov, and that we do. We Mafter Aben Yaakov. Yom Kippurim Karan Achrei Mos. We lane about Achrei Mos, which is the Seder Avoda of Yom Kippurim, Maftir and Kikoam Hashem Ram V'Nisa. And we have the Haftorah of Hashem of Ram V'Nisa which speaks about tshuva. Mincha and Mincha Karim Parshas Arayos, we speak about Parshas Arayos. Rashi says, why do we speak Parshas Arayos? Because why should we speak Parshas on Yom Kippur? We're going to speak about Arayos, illicit relationships. Yes, because everyone has a pull to it. Tos says as a different shot. He says because the women are dressed up, l'kavod yantif, we want to speak about Arayos that we remember not to look at them. Maftir Biyona, and we have the Haftarah about Yona, which of course speaks about Tshuva. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Kol Makom Shatamotzi B'Rosh HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When you find the Gvura of Hashem at Tamotzi Avasanuso, you find this humbleness. Davar Zeh Kasav HaTorah. It was written in the Torah of Shano. It was repeated by Nevi'im and Nevi'im Umshulish Baksuvim. It was a third time in the Ksuvim. That all this concept that when you find the Gvura of Hashem, you find this humbleness as well. How? Kasav HaTorah. It says in the Torah, Ki Hashem Elokechem Hu Elokei Elok. Kim v'adonei adonim. He is the great Adon Adonim and Elokei Elokim. Some people say the main parts from the end of the pasuk where it says Hagel Agadol Gibar v'Anoro. We see the Gvura of Hashem. You might not have to say that because the other two psukim doesn't speak about straight out the Gvura. It just speaks about the greatness of Hashem. Uksib Basrei. It says at the end, Osa Mishpa Yasam Amana. He does judgment for the Yasam and Amana. So that's being humble that he deals with the people less fortunate. Shanoi by Nevi'im, it was written by Nevi'im again, a second time. Kol Hashem Ram v'Nisa Shochenad v'Kadosh. Doesn't say anything about Gvura, but it speaks about his greatness. Uksib Basrei v'Esdaka Shval Ruach, and he deals with the Daka Shval Ruach, the low, the people that are trodden upon, and that have a low spirit. Mishulish Baksuvim, it's written again. The Sif Solu L'Rochev Ba'Ravos B'Kashmo, that we praise Hashem who's up in the heavens. And it says right afterwards that he's the Avi Yisomim and the Dayan Amanos. He's the father of Yisomim and the Judge Almanos. He helps out the less fortunate. Yom Tov Rishon Shel Chag Korim B'Parshas Moados. On the first Yom Tov of Chag of Sukkot, we lay Parshas Moados Shabbatorah Kohanim Maftirin Hinei Yom Bal Hashem, and then we speak about we lane where it speaks about Chag of Sukkot for Inna and Chutz La'aretz, where there's 2 days. The next day we lane Lamachar the Ikatrayomi Lamachar Mikra, we lane Hachanami Karinan. We lane again Parshas Moados like the first day. If Dure my Maftir Rinan, what do we have? The Haftorah Vayikol Amel Shlomo, and they gathered with Mel Shlomo, which speaks about the Chanukah Sabayas that were part of it. Was on Chag HaSukkah. So Shar Kol Yimot Chag, Karma Kaman Chag, like we said earlier at the beginning of this year, the rest of Sukkot we lane from the Karbanis of the Chag. Yom Tov Achron, the last day, Shmini Atzeres, Korin Kol B'char, we lane Kol B'char, Mitzvah Chukim B'char, which speaks about the different mitzvos and the Chukim and the B'char. Rashi delineates, he speaks out the whole thing, that we start Aser to Aser, because it speaks about the mitzvos, the Chukim, many mitzvos of the Chag, and of gathering in the tefua and the mitzvahs of giving tzedakah and all that, which all happens that time of year. Yom Tov Achron at the end, again, Umaftirin Vayikchal Shlomo, and then we speak about at the end Vayikchal Shlomo when he finished building the Beis HaMikdash, which speaks about the 8th day when Shlomo HaMelech told the people that the next day they get to go home. Ulamachar, and on Yom Tov Sheni of Golios, the Korim Vizos HaBracha, they lane Vizos HaBracha, Maftirin Vayamat Shlomo, and we, of course, that's Simchas Torah, and Maftirin Vayamat Shlomo, and we met the Haftorah of Vayamat Shlomo, that there he davened for whole of Klal Yisrael at the end of Yontif. We want to daven for all of Klal Yisrael. Amar Avuna, Amar Rav, Shabbos Shalios B'chol Shemoi, Ben B'Pesach, Ben B'Sukkos, Shabbos that falls out on Chol Moed, whether it's Pesach or Sukkos. Mikra Karina Re'ata, we read about Re'eh, because it speaks about the Shalosh Regalim, and it also has references to Chol HaMoed, and Afturei B'Pesach, and the Haftorah on Pesach is at Samos HaYeveshos, speaks about the bones that Klal Yisrael, when Ephraim left early from Mitzrayim and got killed by the Plishtim, and the Navi came and resurrected them, and that we know that Tchias HaMesim is going to happen on Pesach. Ubasukis Bo Bayom Bo Gog, and on Sukkis, we learn about Bayom Bo Gog. We speak about the Gog Umagog, which the Melchama of Gog Umagog, that's going to happen on Sukkot. B'Chanukah again, the Parshas V'nesiyim umaftirim b'ner Secharia, and then we have the Haftorah of Ner Secharia, which is Neiros for Chanukah. V'miklish Shtei Shabbos, if there's 2 days of Chanukah, Kamais on the 2 weeks of Chanukah, Kamais on the first one b'Neres Zecharia. We learn about Neres Zecharia, Basraisa b'Neres Shlomo, and the last one we speak on Neres Shlomo, Bapurim v'Yavo Amalek. Rosh Chadshechem, Rosh Chadashim, Rosh Chadshechem, Rosh Chodesh, Chalios b'Shabbos, Maftirim v'Yimei Chodesh b'Chadsho. On Rosh Chodesh, it falls out Shabbos. We learn about Rosh Chodesh, v'Yimei Chodesh b'Chadsho, when the Chodesh falls out, and Chol Lios b'Echad b'Shabbos. If Rosh Chodesh comes out on Sunday, so Me'esmo, the day before on Shabbos, Maftirim, we make Haftorah v'Yomer lo Yonasan, and Yonasan said to David, v'Yomer lo, David said, Yehonasan. I think that's how you read it. Machar HaChodesh, tomorrow is, or maybe Yonasan said David. I don't remember if it's Vayomer Lo Yonasan Machar HaChodesh or Vayomer Lo Yonasan Machar HaChodesh. I think it must be the other way. Vayomer Lo Yonasan. I don't remember 100%. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you guys. And we'll try to do Lamed Aleph on base tomorrow.